Coming to you live from a prostitute-infested shanty on top of a frozen lake, the number one podcast all the hot babes are raving about. Slick and Brewski save the world! Welcome back to our humble abode, the shanty. I'm Slick, and joining me as always is your favorite horn patriot, the Brewski.
Let the countdown to chaos begin.
Helping you untangle the bullshit that is spewed upon us as the woke left tries to engulf the world in their bullshit ideology. Joining us today is Kamos and Ren to help provide an alternative perspective. But nothing beats the perspective of you, the viewer. So go ahead and subscribe because you are in the best place to be when it comes to slashing through the bullshit that comes through your television. We want to thank our absolutely wonderful 105 subscribers for helping our channel grow like a flower of love. So it sounds like Elon Musk might be backing out of this deal to buy Twitter, or if not, he's going to get in there and tweak it a little bit. He's trying to figure out what it's worth. Right. And by doing that, they're going to try and figure out how many bots are on there. And my question is, how do we trust the knowledge coming out? What do you think?
Well, like I said, when he was originally purchasing, he was told, I believe, 5% of the actual people on Twitter
5% of
were
the
bots.
People are bots.
I think he's going to have his people take a peek at it and see. And then once he finally gets the official numbers, that's when he's going to try to actual purchase it. Because he said it's on hold right now until he gets his information. And if he finds out there is a lot more bots, the price might drop.
Yeah, it might drop really bad, and then because it's
not as technically as popular as they say it's going to be. Kind of like Kmo said about it, kind of the last 3 years not being as popular, perhaps, as it used to be.
Right. Yeah. And Twitter had admitted before, they were even saying that there was about 15% of bots on there. So now if they're telling him 5%, that makes you wonder where that discrepancy comes from, or if they've changed things, or if they're just trying to hide, the truth from him so that he'll pay more for it.
Right. But I don't understand how, they can't stop bots out the beginning. Like, stop them overall.
I'm sure they could stop them. That's the thing. I know, they want them there, though.
Right. There's a lot of them are for advertising, okay?
Oh, for sure.
So, but
and for changing people's minds.
Right. But marketing. How embarrassing is it that you have to say we can't control it? You know what I mean? That's kind of embarrassing, though, ain't it?
Sure. No one wants that kind of shit to get public, and even if and they would try and cover that up as much as they could. I mean, there's no arguing that you get your occasional farmed Facebook account that comes through every now and then. That's doesn't even it's like a day old account, right? With a picture, a one profile picture of a person. You know right away that it's fake. So it's if you thought of Twitter is the same way. None of us really have a lot of knowledge of Twitter. It wasn't our go-to thing.
Well, that dude that was on Rogan, bro. He said that there's companies over in China that's all they do is they have farms.
Sure.
Yeah, they have cell phone farms. Yeah. Literal racks and racks of cell phones where they have them hooked up to different, they're all hooked up to the same setup. And then they have accounts set up on each one that just sit and go through algorithms all day long. Right. Thousands of them in warehouses at a time.
That's how they said Bezos got his cell phone hacked by that bot farm out in Saudi Arabia.
Somebody hacked Bezos'
cell phone months ago. But dude was on Rogan saying that pretty much that Pegasus too, that it's the best. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it.
There's nothing to know.
Operating software.
Well, it's an operating software, but it's the best one out there. It takes out nobody's safe. Pretty much, second richest man in the world is not safe. I mean, that's just how it is.
Right. Well, it's when you think about Edward Snowden and what he was faced with, and when he realized that he thought that the CIA crossed way too many lines for your average American, and your average American's so damn dumb.
Anybody has a camera on there
doesn't know any better, and that they're just taking advantage of the tools that they're. And we know this is actually still going on. What we don't what you don't think about is there's a bunch of seals swimming, and eventually that great white shark can come up and just grab one, and you just hope that it would never be you. But they use and they destroy people's lives. They use those people to carry out whatever they need, and that's the way these things. So you never can take it, and the fall man falls off and gets killed. Boy, that goes deep into a rabbit hole. But like Edward Snowden, he saw these kind of things happening, and he wanted to tip everybody off to that. And you know this, and didn't the government kind of start hijacking Twitter more or less because of like...
Dude, they hijacked everything, phones, everything.
And so they started to use it as like Dorsey said he had nothing to do with... Isn't that what you said? It nothing to do with suspending Trump's account.
Right.
And that's like our simple minds, you just kind of think to yourself, how much time does a person have to dedicate thought to something like that? But the truth is, it's like, who is running the motherfucker? I think Elon Musk is going to make that, expose to some degree whether this is all calculated and kind of served to us as a story or it's really happening.
Right.
It's kind of wild stuff.
What gets me is the shit that, they got everything with like your phones, your computers. Anywhere there's a camera, they can kick it on at any time. So I always look at my phone and go, "How do I look today?" You know what I mean? Like, just to fuck with whoever's on the other line.
No, I'm just kidding.
But
at least here I do.
Or when you ever think of something, and all of a sudden you see an ad for it.
Yeah,
that's the crazy shit. You don't even type it in anyway. You're just thinking it, and all of a sudden you see a deja vu feeling again, and it's like, wow, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah,
I didn't type that shit in. I was about to, but I never did. Right. Yeah, you get that a lot too. So it's deep, Bob. It's deep.
The only thing you need to know about Twitter is it sucks.
Yeah.
No, Twitter. There's like all this going on, and like when none of us have any testimonial about Twitter, and like how it was for like rich people and politicians to basically stroke each other. It seems like that's really all it ever seemed to be. It's like the elites, if you will, or who else do I want to say? The only public figures, like it was kind of like the rich man's Facebook. Is what I think I would bring it up.
That's what Twitter was originally. Yeah, you had all your athletes, all your rich people. Right. All your, actors and actors and
all the bots.
Dignitaries.
That's what I always noticed on there. Honestly, is you could tell because they'd have the same comments. Like you'd see them on the same different threads. You know what I mean? And it would literally be word for word the same comments over and over. And you're like, that's not. You don't say the same thing.
When Mark Zuckerberg posts something about like Meta or whatever, and within minutes, like it just starts to become this comment fest. And like it's like all these foreign people that are like, "We love you, thank you. You're a great person." And it's like you get such an array of things, and it's like, who the fuck are these people? Like, what's this dude doing right now? This is like,
is this really Mark Zuckerberg's friend?
Yeah, and what? Yeah, how deep does this bullshit really go? Like, you just wonder. Like, it's not me on there. That's like, yay, go Facebook. I can't.
Dude, it's
comments start pouring in immediately. Bots. A lot of them are bots.
Let's go back to Facebook.
Sure.
There's a dark side to social media.
When can we go back to MySpace? Is that dude still around? What's that dude's name that was on? Fucking
Tom?
Yeah, Tom. What's up, Tom?
What happened to Tom? Tom, if you're out there, boy, shoot us up.
Yeah.
I think Zuckerberg zucked him.
Oh, he zucked him?
Zucked him off.
He zucked him? He's no longer with us.
So the protesters are still going after the Supreme Court Justice's house.
Well, the whole Roe versus Wade thing, hopefully they get something settled here in the next few days. That'd be nice. But the only problem is, if it goes away that the certain side doesn't want, they're going to start burning shit again probably.
Yeah, because
burning buildings down and shit. Here we go again. It's going to be a summer of madness.
You know what?
Their excuse to...
It's just going to be another excuse to loot. Yeah. Which, if you're going for 5.56, hit me up.
So we're talking about the Brewski countdown to chaos.
Right. Now, here's my question, though. When people start looting, if you sit outside and stop them from doing it, you remember Molluskies or whatever they were that protect their own house and got in trouble? Remember those two, the husband and wife? Remember that?
Their names come to me because
protected their own house. They protect
McCloskeys or something.
They protect their own house and got in trouble.
It's because they pointed the gun at them.
I don't give a shit. If you stand outside of Walmart or something and you see these people looting and you try to stop them, citizens arrest, right?
I agree with you.
How does citizens arrest happen?
I'm just saying how they got them by technicality, and it was because they pointed the gun.
I'm on my own property.
Had they not pointed the gun at them, it wouldn't have been. Because it's there's such a close way to call these things, and you're just getting closer and closer to the end of where. But I agree.
Well, how citizens arrest work? Anybody know how citizens arrest works?
Yeah, but people are gonna just
gotta
trample
have your
on
own
your
duct
ass.
tape.
Oh, yeah, everybody's gonna.
Citizens arrest. Just don't do it to prostitutes in the dark.
There you go.
Citizens arresting her.
Yeah, but no. So the court all those justices are getting extra security,
right?
Because people
who's
are literally
paying for it. I wonder. Us?
Oh, us definitely.
So
but
we pay for the extra security because they rattle the cage of the baby killers.
And the baby killers are outside of their house.
He just says it right after.
And the baby killers are outside.
Welcome back to Baby Killer Podcast Radio.
Yeah.
And we're
so
canceled.
these people,
you lousy motherfuckers, make us have to talk about boring shit like Roe versus Wade and the Supreme Court justices, and we got to pay extra money for their security,
right?
Because
people are outside their houses
because can't get an abortion. Oh, sorry.
Well,
your name.
Hey, we'll cut that. Make sure this one gets
that
cut.
shit.
Make sure we don't post this one.
Oh my god, that was bad.
No.
Oh my god.
That's not.
Out of control.
All right. Liz gets an abortion.
All right.
You guys are falling victim to it. I'm sorry. I'm not. But they're
Jenny from the block.
Jenny from the block.
They're going to start the race tensions with the election coming up.
100%.
It's going to get right back to the same old dumb shit.
Right.
And you got to question yourself, like, how did this get organized? But somewhere along the way or another, it's all set up. It's something to look at. Like,
well, they need something for Black Lives Matter to come back.
That's right. They're because they need to wake up all the. They gotta get all these Marxists. Like, and you know.
Well, here's the question though: will Black Lives Matter regroup? They're going to have
to. Candace Owens blowing the top off them.
Well, they're gonna
because they spent all their money on dumb shit. And
well, they're going to have to regroup.
Get Candace Owens to go away.
It's not going to be BLM anymore. It's going to be another name of something.
They're going to
All Lives Matter.
They're going to. Well, that'd be some shit though if it was All Lives Matter because they were burning people's house down and had the flags out. It was All Lives Matter. So if that would be definitely
All Lives Matter. All right, who are we going after? I don't know. All Lives Matter. Yeah, fuck this.
But burn her house down.
It was back to Black Lives Matter.
But no, they're going to have to come out with a different name because Black Lives Matter was thrown under the bus recently with, you know, what's her name, fucking spending that $6 million on a house.
Patricia.
But the thing is, all they got to do is get what's his name back out here.
Who's that? Reverend Sharpton?
Yeah, and
he's
you
got
know,
a level head.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be another. They're just gonna do it as a different name. I mean, it's gonna be the same thing. I mean, how many weeks do we have until the big elections?
Yeah, my biggest fear is that they race bait the fuck out of it. Like this shooter out in Buffalo.
Yeah,
the 10 people, and he had a manifesto, and it was basically something about that they're replacing. Is it replacing your average American? So they're trying to like bring in illegal immigrants and replace the votes with obedient voters. And so he wanted to stop this replacement. So he took out 10 people with his, and now all they're doing, they're coming after like because they're blaming it on white
supremacy.
But the
sad thing is,
it's gonna start the racial thing in a big fat cycle.
Here's
again.
the thing, though.
They're rolling the rock of racism.
Right. Here's the thing
that's
gonna
start rolling. Then they're gonna let them go burn cities down. Well, they're upset now. Let them burn the cities down.
Right.
And we're gonna sit back and watch and act like we didn't see it coming when we now know it's gonna happen.
Well, it's sad
We're waving our hands here at Slick and Brewski Save the World. We don't need any more cities to burn. We get it. You're dumb. You've got nothing to lose. We get it. We get it.
Well,
we're saving nothing.
The sad part is
Kyle Rittenhouse saved the car dealership. Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse. The man. The legend. American hero. Aaron couldn't agree more.
But yes.
I like write down. Say yes.
The sad part is...
Sorry.
Yes.
You know, it was a sad thing that happened to them
Kyle
people.
Rittenhouse.
It was a sad thing that happened to those people. But I'm going to go on a limb and say there's going to be a bunch more shootings soon. Okay.
Yeah.
And
why do you think that?
It's sad because
what do you know that we don't
it's
know?
coming up. It's coming up because they need chaos. But the thing is, like, you know, it sucks because it's innocent people. But are these people being planted as shooters? You know what I mean?
Well, it's just like the January 6th.
We got that little conspiracy theory of MK Ultra, you know,
it's like
out there.
It makes me wonder, like, you know, people are just dumb enough to just kind of think they can change, you know, the way the election's going and go down to January 6th, thinking like, and then slowly be baited into like a really seriously bad position.
Yeah, but look what COVID did.
They're gonna keep doing the same things again. We're all part of a group study.
Look what COVID did to people and how COVID pansy-fied people.
What do you mean?
Like I've never, like I told you last time,
anxiety problems.
I've never seen the toughest people in the world become such pansies over something that could have been made up. Mm-hmm. Like their whole mind's gone. Like they my God, you know what I mean? But that's the same kind of thing because it's messing with your mind. And now, oh my gosh, that is a white supremacist I see on TV.
The thing that I'm hearing you talk about it, and we can flip this around a bunch of ways. But what comes to my mind is that some of these kids, they feel like the stuff that's going on the internet is their life.
Yeah,
and so
that's
their feelings are way more, what do I want to say? Like, like exposed than ours ever were. So and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying is it's like everybody's afraid of what someone's going to say about them. Well, it's easy to say when you're a 37, 38-year-old man or whatever. But when you're like a, 7 and 8-year-old kid and you're just learning the world for the first time, and all this hate mail can come in so gosh darn quick when you make one slip. And people, like, we know we don't give a shit what people, like, down talk us.
Why
like,
do you
that
think they're
doesn't
going
keep
to the
us
cartoons? They go to the cartoons and shit with this stuff.
So what I'm trying to say is that some of our youth has a valid point in feeling like this is it. This is all I have to live for. They don't have to worry. Like the third world country kids don't know where they're going to get their next meal from. So around here in America, we make up problems. We have to manufacture a life crisis.
Right.
So having said that, I just got to think like, they're kind of handed a world with technology. Like everybody's got phones now, and these like my kids now, they have to understand that this is just part of life, and they don't realize that
it's
breaking away. Yeah, it can be depressing.
It is depressing because honestly, I have a slight addiction myself. I have got to get help.
Yeah, everybody does. It's a habit. It's
like a drug.
Well, how you were talking about the manufacturing of the different things too. Like that's exactly like the shooting thing. Mm-hmm. There's what was it? Just this month alone, I think in Chicago, there's 90 shootings.
Yeah.
Right.
So
no one
that's an average weekend there.
Right. That's my point. Is they obviously pick and choose certain specific ones that they're going to blow up in the media. This one, they happen to choose one where this guy has a supposed manifesto.
Right.
Supposedly.
Right. And let's face it, part of what is in his manifesto, obviously what he did and what he went about, if that's what happened, is the wrong way of doing it. But what he's saying, they put that little bit of truth in there, that certain sides are using illegal immigrants to sway the vote. Well, we all know that's true. It's been true for a long time. That's why they go and they scout around those areas and they bring them in, they give them free stuff and they say, hey, vote for me. Let's face it, people will just go ahead. Sure, why not? They, it doesn't matter. But so they throw that little bit of truth in there, but make the guy sound all crazy. So that then what they're doing is right in front of you, but they flip it and make it sound absurd. So that then it like you said, creates the tension. So now you got the people who know that's the truth and the other one's going, no, that's absurd.
Yeah.
I saw it on the TV. They made it look absurd.
Yep.
So it, there again, just creates more tension and more divide. So you got the race thing, the abortion thing, and now the shooting thing. They just compile one thing after another. Every time you divide. You
mean that thing
now you
like,
got smaller groups of people that will actually work together to accomplish anything.
Right.
You mean like
keep
that?
them divided.
If you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
And the
good
victim
old
mentality.
Biden mentality.
Like you brought up, it's always a good point to reiterate that.
Right.
Keep them in the victim mentality. Make sure they can find someone they can blame.
Right.
And make them think that they've got a way to get this person's attention.
Yep.
But meanwhile, the person that they're blaming doesn't even know that they're being blamed. The person that they're blaming is focusing their blame on something else that they think they can, like, is the, and on goes the whole thing.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
Very.
Well, it's like the balance. It's like no matter how much we complain, there's radical this, there's radical that, there's all the way this way till there's that way again. I really can't stand the way the president, like, I guess it's their platform to build on. They built it on race. I remember Kamala Harris saying, like, they're not going to stop and they shouldn't stop when they were, like, burning down the cities. And it was like, this is absolutely crazy that they're not, like, condemning, right? Isn't that what they, or like, like, bring it up and say that, like, we're not okay with that. And they literally, like, so they think
like cheering it on.
They think Trump is all about, like, okay, everybody, get ready to kill some fucking people when, like as if that's really what he's saying to America. No. And but they sell it back to their voters that way, that he's a racist, that's who he is, and that's why, and it's all plain as day. And that's how they sell their lie. Like, don't get me wrong. Each side's got this lie to sell, and if they can sell it to you, then you're not focusing on the other thing that, and it's just keeping you focused on something.
Dude, the whole voting thing, that's why they said they got rid of that. There's a reason they say they're getting rid of Psaki, too. Okay,
she's gone now.
She's gone. She was replaced by a black,
female,
LGBTQ, whatever, female, because they said that they're trying to possibly sway those votes again, and it's like or pick them up because they're lacking on that a little bit. And some of the Latina and the black and all that voting is thinking about voting Republican.
And they go
now.
for the young minds.
So it's like, man,
it's not your grandpa's Democratic Party.
Stupid.
They're going after the young
programming.
minds.
Yeah, it's sad.
I think it got to the point where everybody misses Trump right now.
Yeah, I think so.
That's why a lot of
nobody wants to pay $7 a gallon again.
Well, that's why all your voting right now.
Holy shit!
Trump's only lost like 1 or 2 times in his picks for all these primaries.
Is that right?
He's the kid, I think, in California or North Carolina just lost, but he had a lot of stuff he did stupid, and Trump tried to come in late and vouch for him, and he lost still. But everybody else is. Last I heard, Oz was winning in PA.
Right.
But it's real close in PA right now. It's like 0.2. It was like a literally 200,000 votes is swaying those two guys.
Wow.
Oz is winning, but I don't know. And they say if it's going to be any closer, they're going to have to do a recount.
Are you talking about that Dr. Oz?
Yeah, Dr. Oz is in
that's
PA.
not good.
Yeah, Dr. Oz in PA right now.
Good old Ozzy.
Get another actor in there.
Yeah, because Trump's backing him. And
You never
really?
know.
Trump's backing him?
Yeah.
Because he's in with Schwab.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he was part of like the World Economic Forum and all that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No way.
Is Schwab the pillow guy?
He was right side by side with all of them.
Which one's the pillow guy? Because he's
Lindell. That's my dude.
He backs up Trump too.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
I got his pillows and his
Grab a pillow.
sheets and his
So
pajamas.
You're my pillowing.
And
So
his sandals.
is gas gonna hit $5 a gallon? Wait, I got a question for you. Do the riots start happening before gas hits $5 a gallon, or do they happen at the same goddamn time?
Well, we're at
Good luck, motherfucker.
We're at 449 right now. So
What
Let's
is it? Yeah,
see.
449. It's terrible, dude. I saw it today, and I'm like, no. What are you gonna do?
it might be a bigger explosion because some people might just say, "Screw it, we ain't going to work today. Let's go riot against these rioters."
Dude, you know how fast, like, you want to talk about exponential, like, degradation, like, how fast things would just get worse and worse. Like, on day 3, everything would be fucking trash. Like, nobody can wreck a party like us. Like,
Dude,
like
straight to the ammo shop. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100.
We're all just
Every
walking around acting like we're not depressed. Anybody tells us to pull a pin out of a grenade, we're all running to do it. That's what's going on here. Like, make no mistake. It doesn't take much to shatter the illusion that we're all normal and with it. All right, we're gonna.
You want to do
canceled.
what?
That'll be enough of that.
And
Wake
we're
up,
canceled.
motherfucker! You don't sound like a leader. I'm sorry. A step. Don't go into their dark side. What did anybody get gas today? Other than
I did.
myself?
I didn't.
So did you fill up?
It was like $45. I only got 10 gallons though.
4? Yeah, that's not much.
No, but
I think you don't have to drive much.
No.
But Bruce,
Get up and go to my computer.
Walk 5 feet.
It's old 10, but
do you think people out there would even so much as begin to blame Biden for the gas prices? Or
I thought they already are.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
Russia's
right?
fault, bro. It's Putin.
You think?
It's his
Putin's
fault. We don't understand
Really?
trickle down when
No.
you shut down pipelines and shit. That's not gonna. It's
Shut
not gonna
down
affect.
pipelines
It's
and
not gonna
shutting
affect us.
down baby formula plants,
Right.
and then there's a shortage.
Right.
Planned problems.
It is playing problems.
It's
I
like
think, bud.
it's like the smoke will start to clear again, and it's
Right.
like formula is like hard to find. It's
Right.
it's like we are literally, and then it's like
All these warehouses
these are
burning down.
manufactured problems, dude. And we're not sitting back. We're just taking it like a bunch of bitches.
Or like
That's what you do. You would just sit back. We got to podcast this shit out.
right, and people don't talk about like the warehouses burning down and manufacturing plants burning down. All supposedly.
Oh yeah, food
And
processing.
then if you look over in Ukraine or Russia, there's a bunch of ammo depots that are burning and oil depots burning. Yet we have to send a bunch of our money over there now to help them because theirs are burning down. All this is just.
Where should
the
the
end of
money
the
that's
world.
going to Ukraine? Where should it be going?
I have hopefully to the people to get them out of there, just to help them. But
back to the wall,
dude. It's
back to the wall.
Yeah.
We'll finish building the wall. 4, 3, 2.
You've got mail.
Let's go to the mailbag, shall we?
Little Jose from Tiny Town, Arkansas writes, Dear Brewski, my dad says we will go looting soon when the government deploys its next division tactic. My dad says looting is when we go into a store and grab free things. What should I tell my dad to get when we go looting this election season?
Well, little Jose, why don't you tell your piece of shit father to come down here and get an application for an ass beating?
Oh my gosh, now
No,
calm
I've had enough
down.
of this bullshit. Whether you're fishing, hunting, shooting paper, or changing oil, Carlisle Pro Glasses will protect your eyes from damage or sunlight. Carlisle Pro Glasses, are you ready to be a pro?
Well, I guess between high gas prices, Elon Musk formula shortages, and the countdown to chaos, when they start rioting in our streets, we're all f***ed. But don't forget to like and subscribe so you can do your part when we save the world! We're nasty, that's just the way
And we're canceled.
And I think it's time for you to get your
And we're canceled.
So set the pace, make a move, make history for
We don't have enough kids. We're canceled.
Nasty side so you can quit with the nasty looks.
We're canceled.
It's like one big old nasty zoo, and you just might want to watch a step tonight, or you might end up with a nasty bite. From the AK nasty, that's our way. Gets nasty
we're canceled.
every day. Bit